than Stallone films. When it comes to his films, I love pretty much everything he did back in the day. Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, that's maybe an exception. But when it comes to his newer films, it's kind of hit or miss. Like Escape Plan 2, Hades, like, what the hell, Stallone? And that what's that other one that he's coming out with, like, called Skip Trace or Back Trace or Shit Trace? I don't even know what it is. It looks like shit, that's for sure. But anyway, I have my top 10 here, and they're just all films that I love. I mean, some of them are underrated. And when it comes to Stallone, you know, he has left his mark in cinema history as one of the greatest action stars, next to Schwarzenegger and Willis and Chuck Norris and all them. Stallone, you know, it's going to scar me for life when he passes away. It just, I don't know how I'm going to take it, man. I'm just a huge fan of the guy. His movies will live on. But anyway, I'm going to go over my top 10 here, starting with number 10. I hope you guys enjoy. Number 10 is a underrated film that no one ever talks about, and it has great music. I love the action in it, and it's kind of like subtle action. It's not really like guns blazing and all that stuff. It's more like survival in a way. It says here, well, I'll show you. Daylight. That comes in at number 10. It says here in a quote, "Daylight does for the tunnel what Psycho did for the showers, an explosive film." What the fuck? What kind of reference is that? Daylight does for the tunnel what Psycho did for showers. Pat Collins from UPN New York, you should be slapped. What? Why would you compare Psycho and... Okay. Anyway, Daylight is a great film. Basically, these people get stuck underground in this tunnel that goes underneath this river, and then Stallone has to go down there and find an escape route for them. You know, there's a claustrophobic aspect to it. I think Danielle Harris is actually in this as a little girl, but then you got Sage Stallone, who's also in this movie, his real son. Rest in peace, Sage Stallone. But great music by Randy Edelman, and it was directed by Rob Cohen. I like this movie a lot, and no one ever talks about it. It's an amazing soundtrack. The score is awesome. I love it. I actually used it in a lot of my older videos that I used to do. But yeah, he has to go in there and try to find a way out, and you feel bad for some of these characters because of what happens. But yeah, Stallone, he's great in this movie. So for me, that comes in at number 10. What Psycho did for showers. Shut the fuck up. God. Coming in at number 9 is a fun action comedy that takes place in the future. I think it's like 2032 or something like that. And it is Demolition Man. Now, I'm holding up this 2-pack because I don't own Demolition Man by itself. But Wesley Snipes as Simon Phoenix. You even got Rob Schneider in this movie. He doesn't know how to use the seashells. I can see how that can be a problem. Where the batteries at? You motherfucker, where's the Radio Shack? Wesley Snipes is great in this. You got Sandra Bullock. You know, her and Stallone actually have cyber sex in this. I want to know if you want to have sex right now. Sure. What was that? Oh, it was, you know, like boning, the hunka chunka. Yeah. It's just a fun movie set in the future where all restaurants are Taco Bell and stuff like that. I just love the premise, and it's got good music too. It's just definitely a lot of fun. So that comes in at number 9. I always wish that they would make sort of a sequel in a way, because, or even a prequel or something. I wanted to make something. Even though, you know, Simon Phoenix pretty much dies in the movie. Coming in at number 8 is a fantastic buddy cop movie. It's also an action comedy. Tango and Cash. Two little mice. Aren't they beautiful? Jack Palance. Bob, you're my number 1. A guy. From the '89 Batman. Jack Palance is in this movie. Kurt Russell and Stallone, great chemistry. I love it. You fucking wanker. You go ahead. You wanna cut me? Go ahead. You wanna use my head for a fucking basketball? Alright, if you're so goddamn smart, you tell me who set us up. I don't know yet. Yeah, you don't know shit. You also got, what's his name who played Ice Cream Man, the horror movie Ice Cream Man. I forgot his name who played, he's in this movie as Stallone's cellmate. You see that guy over there, man? I killed him. Congratulations. He was my best friend. Crazy people aren't afraid of anybody. He's the one that had the slinky. Oh man, this movie is hilarious and it's a lot of fun. I love the music. Harold Faltermeyer, he did a fantastic job. Yeah, I grew up with this film. Just, you know, it's fantastic. That comes in at number 8. Coming in at number 7 was kind of a toss-up for me because I loved the first movie. Okay, but the second movie has my vote. Rambo, First Blood Part 2, sorry. First Blood is fantastic. Okay? But when it comes to a Rambo movie, the second Rambo movie is all out, non-stop, crazy action. From beginning to end. I love this movie. The part where he covers himself in mud, camouflages himself on the wall, and then that part where he's standing there and he opens his eye and he kills that guy. When I was younger, I was always scared of that part. He takes on an entire army and rescues POWs by himself. Okay? That is Rambo right there. No man, no law, no war can stop him. Murdoch, I'm coming for you. Honestly, this is the ultimate Rambo movie, in my opinion. Like I said, First Blood is a great all-out film. Like, you know, the thing about that movie is that, you know, he didn't really kill too many, well, I wouldn't say he killed too many people in that film. He just kind of fucked with them in the force, all those cops. But in this movie, he goes on a killing spree. He doesn't give a shit, okay? And I even like Rambo 3. I think Rambo 3 is underrated. In the fourth movie, it's gory as hell. But this movie, to me, is like the ultimate Rambo movie, okay? I mean, he's jacked. Look how jacked he's even bigger in Rambo 3. The beginning scene where he's fighting the guy with the sticks and he's tying his, you know, his bandana. Yeah, this movie is great. So for me, this is my favorite Rambo film. So that comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6, I saw this in the theater and I loved it. Cliffhanger. What do you know about bad times, man? You didn't love her, and you didn't have to look into her eyes when she was falling. Nobody! You want to do it? Do it. Nah. You live with it. Michael Rooker, man. Michael Rooker and Stallone together, and it's funny, in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 they were together. They were yelling at each other. You're not a Ravager! I love this movie. You have John Lithgow, Janine Turner, Leon. Leon, that's all he goes by is Leon. He was in one of my favorite basketball films of all time, and that's Above the Rim with Dwayne Martin. Yeah, you have some really good cast members in here, directed by Rennie Harlan. This is a movie that I always wish they would make a sequel to. But John Lithgow is perfect as a bad guy. Take your toy and find our money. You resilient bastard, so you're still alive. Fuck you, Eric Quaylen. Now I'm gonna ask you just 3 times. Where's the money? I burned it. Wrong answer, motherfucker. Oh, that beginning scene though. They make fun of it in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, or When Nature Calls. They make fun of that scene. The scene where he's out on the line right there, and he's trying to save that girl who falls. And she's like, I don't want to die. And he's like, you're not gonna die. And he's holding her with one arm, okay? And she slips, and she falls. Like, that scene still bothers me. It's just, it's so intense. You just want her to just survive and reach up. Reach up! You're not gonna die! I got you! Just reach up! I mean, it's a very intense scene. But awesome movie, man. And Stallone did a lot of his own stunts in this. He actually climbed a wall with no jacket, and it was freezing cold. He actually did that. Take his jacket. He can freeze to death! That's your problem, Hal! Cliffhanger's awesome, man. I love this movie. So, this comes in at number 6 for me. Cliffhanger. Coming in at number 5 is Over the Top. I know Flick Pick does that a lot. I love this movie. God, this movie is awesome. Winner takes it all, loser takes the fall. Second sucks. Honestly. A movie about arm wrestling. How can they make a movie about arm wrestling good? Well, they did it right here. Throw in a guy who is a trucker, and he basically reconnects with his son that he left, years ago, and he tries to reconnect with him. And they go on the road while, his wife is sick, and his grandfather, the grandfather is trying to get custody of the kid. And in the meantime, you have arm wrestling thrown in there. The third act is a big arm wrestling tournament in Vegas where he basically arm wrestles Bull Hurley right there. You ain't got a prayer in Vegas. I just want to hurt him, cripple him, get him off the table so he wouldn't dare to try to compete against me again. Great movie. It's got one of the best soundtracks. I think Sammy Hagar has... Sammy Hagar, Kenny Loggins. There's some great songs. But really, really fun film. I really enjoy it. That's number 5. Coming in at number 4 is, now I stated this in my last video, that this is the movie that I feel that Stallone did one of his best acting jobs, besides Rocky. Copland. This movie is fantastic. James Mangold directed. You got Harvey Keitel. You got Robert Patrick. Peter Berg is in this. Robert De Niro. Ray Liotta. No one is above the law. So he plays a sheriff of the small town, and he's a quiet sheriff. He goes by the rules. He does things right. And these police officers who he's been friends with for a long time are basically part of this conspiracy. And then he basically has, to make a decision on whether or not to do the right thing and let these people push him around. And you have De Niro, who's he's kind of investigating the whole thing. Ray Liotta, who has always been true to Stallone in a way, but a very, very good movie and well acted by all these guys, not just Stallone, but everybody. So this is definitely one to check out if you have not. That comes in at number 4. Coming in at number 3, Lockup. One of my favorite prison movies of all time, but it is great. John Flynn directed this, and it's got the score by Bill Conti. Of course, did Rocky stuff, but Donald Sutherland is in this, and basically Stallone gets sent to prison for he's in this like maximum security place, but then he gets transferred to this really bad prison because the warden has a vendetta against him. He basically wants revenge on something that Stallone did back in the day. And because of that, he's making his life a living hell in prison. So in prison, he meets, other people in there he becomes friends with. And then there's a really cool football scene in this movie, like football, playing in the prison yard. So really, really cool film. And Donald Sutherland he's great. All right, so that's number 3. Coming in at number 2 is, I'm going to hold this up, Cobra. Cobra is like a horror film. It feels like a horror film. You have the night slasher who goes around killing people from the back of his van. He wears like a stocking over his face and he has that Cobra knife. I actually have that. And Stallone is the last line of defense. He basically goes in there and he puts away thugs and criminals and even kills them. And so Bridget Nielsen's in this, and she's getting hunted down by the night slasher, and Stallone gets involved, and so he basically has to protect her. And he's fighting off. The third act of this movie blows me away, man. He starts fighting this whole army of thugs, and the end scene where he fights the main guy, he like shoves him on a hook. I'll never forget that. I watched that when I was younger. He shoves this guy in the hook, it goes in his back, and he starts screaming. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's a crazy scene. But even the beginning scene where this guy walks into a supermarket and starts shooting up the place with a shotgun, and he actually kills some people. And then Stallone goes in there and he's like, "Hey, dirtbag." "Hey, dirtbag, you're a lousy shot. I don't like lousy shots. You wasted a kid for nothing. Now I think it's time to waste you." I love that. Fantastic movie. Cobra comes in at number 2. And number 1, I think you guys can guess, my all-time favorite Stallone film. This is a masterpiece, a 10 out of 10 for me. Rocky from 1976. This movie, John G. Avildsen created something here that will never be forgotten. A true underdog story. Million to one shot. Rocky, who gets a shot at the title, the heavyweight title against Apollo Creed. Burgess Meredith, won Best Picture, and basically shot off Stallone's career. And he went on to direct a lot of the other Rocky films. And then, Carl Weathers, Talia Shire, Burt Young. This is I cannot even explain how great this movie is. This used to not even be my favorite when I was a kid. I didn't even appreciate this movie when I was a kid because I thought it was like boring, that it was slow paced, and I'm like, there's hardly, the fight's not even really that entertaining compared to Rocky 4 or Rocky 3. Rocky 4 was probably my favorite when I was younger, but then I appreciated this film more. The filmmaking process. It was a very low. It was a low budget film, but the raw acting and just the characters. How Rocky is not very smart, but Adrian is smart, but she's not very pretty. And they come together like opposites attract, and that's proof in this film. Opposites attract. And they form a relationship, and then Apollo Creed, who gives him a shot and basically mocks him and thinks this is all a game, but then Rocky shows the world that he's not messing around. Awesome movie. Hands down my favorite boxing film. The Rocky series, compared to any other boxing film like Cinderella Man or Southpaw or any of those, the Rocky series will always be my favorite boxing film series. So, that's number 1, Rocky. Thanks for watching this. List your favorite Stallone films in the comments.